Complexity play Mirage in over 80% of their series, they pick it 77% of the time, and outside of Overpass, it's the only map they have a winning record on in the last 3 months. So I'll look at today, how do Complexity take this map that everyone knows how to play by now, and turn it into a winning record in a team that's currently struggling right now. So let's break down their Mirage, and I think you'll learn a thing or two you can implement into your own game. But before that, I need to let you guys know about Leetify. It's the AI coach you can link your Faceit and MM games to, and it breaks them down, tells you what to improve on. My favorite thing is this mapping tool, which tells you what positions you're winning a lot of your fights as compared to losing them. Does the same thing for smokes and flashes. Bring up on the map, it tells you which ones you're using well, which ones you're throwing at bad timings. There's also more of a breakdown into your aim, tells you if your counter strafing's good, your crosshair placement, all of that. And same thing with utility. Your HE is doing a lot of damage, are you dying with too much utility on your belt? What exactly is going on there? So try it out for free in the description box below. Now I'm going to presume you know what a regular Mirage looks like, T-side and CT. But the biggest thing I think that helps Complexity is their CT side. They have a lot of these little plays, these little wrinkles that they put into the T's plan that some of these other teams don't have, that have kind of just accepted how Mirage is going to be played. And this round here is a perfect example of this. And when I saw this happen, I thought, I have not seen this done very often at all. Smoke down their underpass instantly rather than pushing it. JKS was a Molotov towards those top mid boxes, and just like that, BlameF is playing underpass, but he's not trying to be sneaky about it like you might often see teams try and do. He's just smoked it off and delayed their early default, basically counteracting these two smokes into window on top mid that a lot of teams would throw early on. And from there, you can see exactly what G2 have to do. They have to sit here, sit back in middle, say we weren't really able to default right now because I don't want to fight someone in underpass. BlameF, JKS, Poison, whoever's around here in middle, they're able to reset as well, and they can go into a setup if they want. That's exactly what they're going to do. They're going to hear this smoke come in towards window. BlameF's going to push up top middle here, and they're going to be in a pretty strong setup. Config playing anti-flash with BlameF facing. A very strong middle setup if G2 do try to default. They're going to run boost out here with a flash. Free kill there. Config swings off that. And Poison's got underpass this whole time. BlameF decides enough's enough. I've had my man advantage. Hunter's going to be a little bit slow, get caught off by Poison, and from there they're in a 5v3. Poison, potentially you could say overextended, but the man's confident. Now look at what Complexity are doing again. Here is BlameF's going to hide at this top con. JKS, who's normally the A player for Complexity, he's going to be up here as well. And he's just going to jiggle here, and he's going to act as this player that normally plays around jungle. So you spot someone, from there, BlameF's going to peek up, get one kill on the player not expecting him, actually get a second as well onto Amanek, and just like that, you can see two setups from Complexity that are pretty much solely there to ruin any kind of default from the T side, which is something you probably do more often than not. You can see the jump down here from BlameF is incorporated with two Molotovs behind the top mid box, which burn for a total of 16 seconds, which along with the smoke and the player in underpass means G2 cannot access mid from unders, and they cannot access it from top mid. Basically meaning it is impossible for G2 to default early on, again, like a lot of teams want to. And from there, you can see that they want to wait, see what G2's reaction is. They decide to come back in towards middle. And when that smoke starts coming towards window, they're going to set up for middle, take the advantage there. And then from there, again, they're going to go and disrupt this default with a cheeky little top con setup, pulling JKS off A, and he's just going to play A from top con, and it's going to work a charm, as you guys saw. So a lot of the little plays here, little setups from Complexity, we're going to see a lot more moving forward. Just having cool setups isn't going to make you good at a map. It's going to help, but what really makes a difference is players being comfortable and knowing their reactions to different scenarios. So what about that clip at the beginning I showed you where Poison gets a really nice 3k, locking down middle, and then also con. You see some good little things going on here. Poison obviously very confident here to go over the top. You can see from JKS's point of view, he's also confident that Poison's going to make sure no one swings to his right. He's able to play triple here without looking. But that's not my favorite thing about this round. The one thing I love about this round is Poison's reaction to what's going on here. So I want to pause you right at the beginning. Bang, he gets his first initial kill onto Amanek. And because we can pause, we can process everything that's going on with a little bit of thought. There's been 4 flashes thrown in middle, which tells you potentially something very fast going on down here from G2. The second piece of information is look where Amanex being killed. He's been killed in front of the top mid boxes, telling us on a normal default, we get behind those boxes, then default from there through utility. He's trying to get down mid quickly. So these two things have registered in Poison's brain very quickly, and it's told him that he probably has a teammate pushing quickly down here towards Con, trying to get done what he wants to do, either go up Con, maybe jump into window, or whatever G2's goal is. So his reaction is straight away, pull out a HE, throw it off this wall, and chip a little bit damage of Nexa. You can see the same thing comes out from Config, so maybe a call comes out from Poison. This is going on, because he also nades here, trying to punish this quick default from G2. And I love this. I love the quick reaction. That HE could be the difference between an M4 getting a one-shot headshot, or having to get a headshot and then a body shot, and that could be the difference between a great team on a map, or just a good team. And for those of you that like to play a little bit solo or just have some cheeky little angles, I like this one from JKS I saw, where he sits in here in A ramp, not on the pot to the right of him, but actually just slightly tucked inside. So he's not at an angle that anyone's going to check naturally. And the thing I love about this position is what you're going to see in a second is anyone going across that top to potentially line up a smoke or anything, you're going to see their legs first. Bang, get that first kill. He managed to get the second, maybe helped by the fact that he's on a slightly bit of an off angle for Hobbit trying to trade that. And then you can see he's even confident enough to take out the third in Shiro. And from that point, the round's pretty much over. The one man I haven't mentioned so far is Rush, the man who defends B apartments. And Complexity have a lot of trust in him. No crazy clip you're going to see here, but it's going to be more about how Complexity set up this round. And again, they're going to trust Rush with no support whatsoever to lock down any kind of apartments play. Because look at the rest of the map. Config, who's normally your man on Catwalk, who'd be your closest support, he's playing Connector right now. Poison also playing around this area. He's playing Stairs, watching that Palace area. JKS is your dedicated A player. And Blame F he's normally the guy around Jungle Top Con, but he's dedicated watching this window position. And look at how Complexity is setting up right now. They're re-smoking bottom Con and essentially not letting anyone up Catwalk. So Config is watching his position, but he's doing it from the A side of the map. So if G2 or any T side try and come towards this area, he's going to be there ready to fight, and there's going to be an extra play than they might expect. Again, throwing a wrinkle into what the T side might expect. And you can see that he goes for more aggressive kind of setups here with Config and Poison. He gets mollied out, and from here you can see no more information is there from Complexity. They can see anyone going Catwalk. So this is the time with 50 seconds left, half the round's gone, where Config's going to actually be forced to play B when he was playing A the entire round. Now from there, this ends up going pretty well. Blame F's in that position to get those kills. Got a strong setup in A, where JKS is going to get a multi-kill coming from this position before eventually getting taken out. And you can see Poison's teammate was playing Ticket, but he ended up losing the fight to Nico, leaving it in a 3v1 before Blame F comes in on cleanup crews. You can see a cheeky little setup. We can have more numbers towards A than the T side would expect. And again, on a played out map like Mirage, having these elements surprise are going to be key. Now, what about T side? If you've been able to tell by now, I'm a big fan of their CT side. I think it's a great team to watch if you want to work on your CT side Mirage. But their T side, the one unique thing that I will cover is Blame F lurking. And it is what makes this unique, is Rush is the upper B guy, but Blame F is the lurker, JKS is the A player, but again, Blame F is the lurker, who's normally in the pack in middle if they are defaulting. So you can see here on this particular round, Rush, who's the upper B player, has been sent here towards A to pressure this area of the map, and Blame F is the in-game leader lurking through underpass, and he has a lot of different ways to try and get this done. You can see here in this particular 3v5, he's just very slow here. He's made no noise, no presence whatsoever, and he's going to catch players trying to move around the map. He catches Axel, and now he's just going to slowly walk away and disappear. You can see Nafani's actually going to come and try and check this, and Blame F's going to just catch the timing of him here, and you see Nafani's not quite aware, and again, Blame F going to win this particular fight. Again, a very good player in Blame F, but he's able to open this round up for his team, catching Gambit, trying to help out from this A pressure here. JKS able to get a kill. We saw Config get that entry earlier on, and from this particular position, it's going to be a 2v1, and that lurk has worked out particularly well. Now, the other thing about Blame F is he does have slightly faster timing sometimes. You can see here where he's got boost on this ledge. His team's going to come running up Con. And he's actually going to peek quickly here rather than hanging around, lurking, letting his team take all the contact first, like we saw in that previous clip. This is an example of him going particularly fast, but normally he does opt for that slower style. And what this means is he needs the rest of his squad to be particularly successful for him to come into play. For example, look at this round here, where it's going to be a B split coming out from Complexity while Blame F lurks in this connector area. And what's eventually going to happen is Axile is going to do a really good hold here towards B, and it's very difficult for BlameF to come into play here. So you can see Rush is going to jump out. He's actually going to get this first kill, but there's going to be 2 kills come out from Axile, killing Config coming up short as well. And look what this does to BlameF, is he's now left trying to lurk through jungle, but the hold has been too successful from Gambit. They now have 2 players in this area defending B. You can see Axile, the player we've been talking about, has had Nafani come over to help him out. And because there's 2 players here now, there is no need for Shiro to move any further than this. He just has to watch their backs. And because of that, BlameF's lurk, pretty much useless. It's just a free kill from Shiro. Now, if one more kill had come out from Poison, potentially killing Axile, then Gambit probably want that second rotate to move a lot quickly in Shiro, and then maybe BlameF gets a kill. So you can see that BlameF's success is often relied upon, or is basically dependent on the success of the main hit from the rest of its team. What that does mean is if Complexity successfully get onto a site and cause a ruckus, it's very difficult for the CTs to rotate, because they have to think in the back of their mind the whole time, where is BlameF? How can I move confidently where this guy isn't just going to shoot me trying to move around the map? And this is a really good example of this, where things start to look a bit rough. It's a 3v4 right now for Complexity, but Config is going to make a great play, and again, that's going to activate BlameF. He's in jungle here. He's making sure no one's flanking Config from short, or that no one's going to push in jungle here behind him. So you can see Config's able to walk up here, and he's going to eventually walk up bench after taking this very slowly. And because Config makes this play, and he calls a ruckus, getting these 2 kills, is you can see that it's really difficult for Plopsky to come in here and try and help out, because BlameF is in this position where he can't rotate confidently. And that is a lot of what Complexity's T-side is about. But if you enjoyed the video, guys, make sure to like and subscribe, and I'll catch you all in the next one.